Hey, hey, Gemini! Happy September. How's it treating you so far? I'm excited to see you. Very, very excited to see what is in your cards. Spirit pulled a couple bonus cards for you, so clearly they have a story to tell. And we're just going to dive right in. It's back to school season, right? I love it. Definitely going somewhere and going there fast. I love it. I swear, I haven't said... I got real excited. I haven't said this in a single reading before, Gemini, that it's back to school season. That's what Spirit was saying for you. And then we have the Hierophant, the teacher, the master of the craft, sitting as the foundation for your reading. Beautiful. Very nice. Okay, let's keep going. Wow. Gosh, should we say you were going somewhere, Gemini? We did. Wow. Wow. Okay. All right. Gemini, you've got big plans. You are making moves. The Chariot, the Wheel of Fortune, Judgment is in your past, saying a lot of you have... Okay, so here's the thing that Spirit is saying. We want to talk about your past as the launch pad. And the launch pad is judgment. Commitment and an awakening for some of you. Not like the tower where things shake apart, but more like, whoa, I didn't see. I didn't understand. This is what it is. This is the truth. This is what I am. This is what I want. This is what I'm doing. And Chariot in the present says, you're going for it. You're overcoming obstacles. Some of you are sending out crazy resumes and cold emails and cold calls. Got the 8 of Wands across the center. Again, makes perfect sense. Gemini, it's like speed, quicksilver. Take the reins. That's what Spirit is saying. They're using that Chariot thing very literally. Of, the Gemini, your 2 horses. The white horse, the dark horse. You've got to get both of your twins on one side. Right? And that doesn't mean that they need to become the same person, not at all. That's the point of the Chariot. The white horse and dark horse symbolizes the conscious and unconscious, the shadow, the it and the ego, that kind of thing. And it's kind of like, hey, lazy me and dreamy goal-oriented me, we want the same thing. We want to be able to be lazy, so that means we have to work this hard so that we can have this much money so we can be lazy, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's some of you are making I feel like some of you are making big moves, and it feels like some of you are even doing things like leaving jobs, or leaving situations where it's I just know there's better out there for me, is kind of what I'm feeling. And there is. That's just what this looks like. You've got the Wheel of Fortune sitting in the future. The change, the taking what you've learned and going forward. And here's something, and this is interesting, but this is what Spirit is saying. We're not implying that oh, you did it, you hit the peak and now it's all flat from here and easy. No, life goes up and down. It's a Wheel of Fortune. What goes up must come down, but also what goes down will come up. So there are going to be challenges, but you will have evolved to meet those challenges. Going through the challenges before are setting you up for greater challenges in the future, but greater in both senses of that word. Okay? A lot of you are pitching something. Maybe you're pitching an idea, you're pitching a movie, you're pitching a script, you are pitting your creative gift, your ideas against other people's. So some of you might be I'm publishing this blog, or I'm making this YouTube channel, or I'm going to go perform in this thing, or I'm going to go be in a contest for this thing that I do. For those of you that might be hesitating to do that, I want to tell you, you need to have your judgment moment, because you have what it takes. King of Wands sits in the future. Like I said, Spirit had a couple more than the requisite 10 cards that I was going to need for this Celtic cross, and they had more of a story to tell about your future. If you are willing to leave behind 7 of Swords, where you find yourself, even if you feel a little guilty, even if it's damn, I feel bad putting in my 2 weeks notice, but I'm out of here, gotta go. Or sorry, I feel bad, breaking up with this person, but I gotta go. Partial success. That's the 7 of Swords. It's well, I can't carry all of this, so I'm going to grab my 5 and I'm going to go. which is interesting because in the future we see the 5 of Wands. Maybe you're going to make those swords into wands. You're going to take your thoughts and make them into actions, creative energy, spirit, will. Okay? What have you got? You're a master. You are a master now, or you're working toward that mastery with the Hierophant as the foundation of your reading. So, these are general readings, of course, Gemini, so some messages are going to resonate more than others, but just like reading a horoscope that is well written and accurate with what the planets are doing, there is an overarching energy for all Gemini people, right? So pay attention to your own intuition and read how this thread weaves through the tapestry of your unique life, okay? Some of you are working toward becoming a master of your craft in like a conventional sense. Like I'm working toward, getting my teacher certification, or I'm working towards getting my yoga, these are the things that they're saying, right? So like I'm getting my yoga certification, or I'm getting ready to go and teach this, do this, lead this, or that's what I'm working for. So like they said, some of you that's like coming up and you're like, oh yeah, then I know what my Wheel of Fortune graduation moment is. It's this, it's a literal graduation or promotion. Some of you, it's like, that's what I want. Pedal to the metal, take the reins. Take the reins. Get yourself on your side. Don't feel guilty. I'm not telling you look, sometimes it's okay to feel guilty, right? Sometimes we do bad things. It's okay to feel guilty. It's okay to look over our shoulder in the sense of, I want to remember this for the future, but not to stay stuck in the past and not to focus and beat ourselves up or beat up the other person if they're the one that should feel guilty or whatever, and they're the one who was deceptive or who left or who took some of the stuff or whatever. Best to face the future. Only reference the past to know how to navigate the future and nothing else, right? There's no use in ruminating. There's no use in letting those thoughts kind of trip you up, and that's what I'm hearing. The Knight of Pentacles is sitting in the external. Somebody helpful, that's what Spirit is saying, is you have an ally. You have an ally that is very good. They're kind of this is what they're saying, they're kind of a great foil for you, because where you're zoom, 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 Quicksilver, they're they might be an actual earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, but they're very about step 1, step 2, step 3, that's the goal. Okay, this is how I'm going to get there. And good at being content with where they are and the pace that they're going. It's slow and steady wins the race, right? So there is somebody around you that can be looked to, or that is already offering you their assistance. For some of you, this might be a partner, because this person feels close by. And if they're not a partner, they're an ally of some kind. Just a friend even, somebody who's oh, this is what you're trying to do? Well, sure, I can help you figure that out. Let's go get coffee and sit down for an hour, and I can help you map how we're going to do that. Go to this person. That's what they're saying. This person's there for you. And you have a couple of allies this month. You also have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is calm and sweet and compassionate and intuitive as fuck. So some of you might have a friend who reads cards. Some of you might have a friend who is just that really great shoulder to cry on, or that person who can give you advice without judging you. Because that's what the Queen of Cups is best at, is I totally see where you're coming from. Even if in their mind they're oh, well, I wouldn't have done that. Or ooh, I think that was a bad thing to do or whatever. They're not going to come at you with guilt or shame. They're going to come at you with okay, well, understanding where you're coming from, and let's look at the other side of this. Da, 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 da. They're good at helping you play that out. But in a way that connects you with your heart, rather than staying up in your head where you tend to live, right? Spirit just said some of you are having a bit of a breakout moment, a breakout star. Damn, yes, this is what I was looking for. And then they're saying, we're calling you having a breakout moment in a couple different ways. And the other is literally breaking out, breaking free. I'm leaving this job, or I'm graduating from school, or I'm moving, or I'm getting this new job, or whatever. The Fool. Jump in with both feet. Throw your idea out there. Try or do your thing. There is no try, only do, right? Do your thing. But you know what? This is what I'm going to say, is like, that puts a lot of unfair pressure on you. Like, allowing yourself to play with your ideas and see where they go is what leads ultimately to mastery. That is what the Wheel of Fortune, followed by the Five of Wands, followed by the King of Wands, is saying. Take everything that you have learned forward. Try this thing that you want to try. That, it's the trying, it's the showing up and doing, it's the pitting your idea up against other people, right? A sword tempers a sword. Like, they keep each other sharp. It's how we know that it's still working. Pit your idea up against other people, whether it's like a literal direct competition, or if it's just competition in the sense of like, yeah, a lot of people are writing books or making videos or podcasts or cosplay or whatever. Yeah, who cares? You're the King of Wands. Do your fucking thing. You got it, Gemini. Jump in. Like, your creative gifts, you're writing a book, you're doing something, Gemini, like, give it everything. Give it everything. Jump in. Clean slate, no guilt, no shame, like, no bullshit. And this is the other thing that Spirit is saying for some of you, is like, get out of your own way, because the mission is more important than the ego, the problems with like stepping forward and trying it out, right? So like, go for it. You've got what it takes. What's going on, Gemini? Let me know. Questions, comments, stories. I would love to hear them. I hope that this is helpful and activating and affirming for you, Gemini. And if I don't see you before then I hope I see you in next month's reading. Bye, Gemini.